right, so it's really hard to see that one. Actually, it goes kind of over into light. I had to adjust. See, it's only at 11.6. It says it's taking in power, as is that one, which is just about stacked. So the top one, which is at full power, well, it is at full power because that's the fridge. That one is only at 11.7. Where am I going with all this? In short, I don't think I have enough solar panels for that battery. I noticed it a bit last year, but it was kind of the tail end of things, so I just figured it was just the fall light. But the fridge has been doing phenomenal the past 2 weeks, and the other battery down there, which it just runs handful of lights, also one in the back, and this phone charging area. So it doesn't have to take a whole lot of workload, so it's a little confusing. So I'm going to add another panel because the fridge has 3. And the other point that's kind of different are these cables. As you see, these are pretty beefy cables, but for the most part, that's just insulation. I don't really think that the overall gauge of the wiring itself is that much different. I don't remember though. So I might swap that out come evening time when the sun calms down. But what I'm going to do right now is add another solar panel, which is laying there. So there's a couple differences between the two battery banks in the kitchen. One of the biggest, well actually because there's more than two, but the two biggest ones is the fridge has 3 panels, 2 over here and 1 over there you probably can't see, which actually catches pretty good light. And then the lighting system and charging system has only 2 panels, this guy and that guy. So the way the sun transitions, I'm going to see about adding another panel over here, so it's also now going to be essentially pulling the same amount of power through the panels. However, the other difference is the cabling. Another thing that's going to change soon is when those start getting leaves, is going to make a really big difference too. So yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to try to run another panel on that side if I can. I might have to add some extra cabling, which more cable means you lose power, which brings me to the other difference in the systems. Yeah. Even though this is a longer cable run, it's a bigger cable. This is 300 volts. This is 10 gauge. This one doesn't really say the gauge. So it doesn't look like 10 gauge though. So we got our connector ends and our cable. So this is actually a really good cable. This will be the one I'll make the other connector run to the kitchen with as well. Let's hopefully make it right the first time. So I have a tendency to not pay attention and put the wrong thing, because you got to go with 2 different size internals. On these are different sizes, so it's still a male and female end internally and externally, and I think it's actually backwards to what you'd think. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, so the skinny one gets the fat barrel, the wider one gets the skinny barrel. I didn't design this stuff. I just have to make sure I don't fuck it up. And really, you can't. I mean, you'll find out really quick, and it won't work at all, and won't damage anything. At least I've yet to do that, so. Disclaimer. Disclaimer time. No professional. I'm self-taught on this stuff. About 5-6 years ago, I got interested in doing solar panels to save money. I just seen the energy continuously goes up, but I knew some people, not like it was a big secret, but everything's going electric. You know, electric cars, they're really trying to push even fleet vehicles go electric, and the grids can't handle it. So obviously all that stuff's gonna go up, and there's data centers. Keep stealing all the fucking power too. So anybody watching this, if you have the little bit of cash, I would recommend getting into alternative powers as well. It is only gonna go up. And a lot of this stuff is made out of silver. And silver prices keep on going up and up and up. So yeah, yesterday I actually put that on a landline to charge it, and I got it up to 75% before shutting it off. This one was at 88%, and it was an overcast day, not quite as bad as today, and I got all the way up to 100 on an overcast day. That's pulling about 3 amps every, I don't know, every so often depending on temperature. The other one's only pulling power when a phone is hooked to it, or if the lights are on, which this light actually I have on is not. It's a little bit better for what I need to do. Anywho, I didn't seem to be taking on any power to the battery from the little monitor I have, which is not that great. But the little charge controller was showing at least that power was coming in. So it's either telling me the charge controller is shit, which is possible. It's kind of a cheapie. Or the cables coming in are trickling power in, but not really bringing enough. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's like I wanted to replace this too. I don't know why that was for us. You know, it's just so cool. But we're here in the weather. Can do some shit. So here, it's not really well in focus because the camera doesn't know what to do here. Is a cross section of what once was the skinny guy to what will be the bigger guy. And that's what I'm using on the fridge right now. So yeah, I'm really hoping that cable being thinner is the real problem, because even though I'm no electrician, impedance is a thing, and having thinner wire, that's impedance. So I could add 40, 50 more panels if I wanted to. All I'm gonna do is catch the cable on fire because it can't transfer the power. I don't think I was near overloading the cable by no means by having that other panel. Nothing got warm, but it's not gonna ever give me more power than what it can run through it. So I think this is going to be the fix. I think so. Yes, I ordered a box. It's kind of like a mini fridge, but not. And it's also not a cooler. It's pretty small. The power pull, I forget exactly how to look at all that back up, wasn't bad. And this is not the best rated one, but this is actually for the van. This will be more for day trips and stuff, but for the short-term use, or midterm, I should say, it's also going to be for when we go up north. And really the only thing I want to keep cold in here is a jug of milk and maybe some deli meat. That's about it. 51 degrees. That's kind of weird, because when I first brought it inside and started getting things going, it said it was at 61 degrees of the internal temperature. And then I got it running, and then next thing I know, it said it was at 64 degrees. I think it's because it's much warmer inside, and the condenser was still doing its thing. And it hasn't even been 10 minutes. And hey, look at that now, it's at 50 degrees. So it's, like I said, it's been less than or give or take-ish about 10 minutes, and it dropped at 10 degrees. So this thing's pretty cool. I didn't mean to make a pun, but there we go. So it's been around 20 minutes or so. I should probably keep more track of this, I guess, for those that really care. But it was for sure under half an hour, and we're at 30 degrees. So what I'm going to do now is shut it off, which I might have to turn. I think it locked itself. So yeah, there's a lock. So I have to go down here, hold that until it unlocks. Then, boom. So we'll do this a little more scientifically. I'll even use the camera for verification. It's 3:34. So I'm going to come back at about 4 and turn it on to see what the temperature thing says. So, back at 4. Exactly 4. And I just actually happened to be here trying to figure out what to do with this, because I think it's my charge controller. I did some tests, which I might try to film here in a bit, showing voltage, and I've got like 18 volts coming in right for the solar panels themselves, and then down here it's just really giving me the battery reading, it looks like, even though this little flashy thing, well, you can see it, supposedly telling me it's taking on power, telling me I'm at 12.2 at 63%. And even when we had huge flares of sun, it didn't adjust or do anything. Usually when as more power comes in, you'll see that, because it's not really the best battery monitor. It should go up and down and do some weird stuff. It hasn't done anything. So I have this guy laying around because I'm a weirdo like that, but it's massive. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with that. But now we're running behind another schedule. Let's see what this thing did. 41. So it went up about 10 degrees in about a half hour. So yeah, this thing sucks for any kind of actually insulation. So there is that to keep in mind.
What's that noise?
It was green. It's at 12.1 volts on the battery, and I'm taking them 1.5 amps, which is sensible. I don't really understand what this load cell thing's all about. So I'll probably swap that one out here in the future. But it should be doing much better now. And again, what drama you're hearing in the background in that little screen is my little sister. Anxiety for two, if you guys do Twitch. I don't. I watch her actually mostly on YouTube. It's the first time I actually have a live thing going, so. And that kind of wraps up our week. If you like the kind of way I tell our weekly story here, I try to put out a new one every Tuesday, when I can. And it's really just my week-to-week happenings, so you never know really what I'll be getting into. Actually, springtime is kind of opening up some new adventures here soon come May. So the content will, I hate it when I call it content, but the things I'll be doing will be changing vastly. So do subscribe if you have interest in that. And if you're a regular time viewer, thanks for watching. And I love comments, so please drop any comments down below. Thank you, and take care.